And authorities in Burundi have arrested a ruling party official after he called on supporters to throw political opponents into a lake. The official who made this comment in a video clip was speaking ahead of a referendum on extending President Pierre Nkurunziza's term in office. The comments by Mechadi Nzofa-Barushi made during a rally to party members in his native village came amid increased political jitters in Burundi, whose modern history has been marred by ethnically charged civil war. He was campaigning for a referendum on May the 17th when people will vote on whether to extend the president's term from 5 years to 7, which could potentially extend President Pierre Nkurunziza's rule to 2034. And elsewhere, former Malawian President Banda has returned home to a rousing welcome by supporters vowing to prove her innocence after more than 3 years in self-imposed exile amid graft allegations. Mrs. Banda was accused of siphoning millions of dollars from state coffers in 2013 while she was president. The so-called Cash Gate scandal made donor countries cut off aid, hampering development in Malawi, one of the world's poorest and most aid-dependent countries. Banda was Malawi's first female president until 2014, when she lost the elections to Peter Mutharika. She was immediately faced with allegations of abuse of office and money laundering, which she denied before leaving the country.
Members of the press, you'll be invited to a proper press conference at LA.
I have heard what you have heard, but I've never been served with any warrant. But I've also never received direct information on any warrant.
And in South Africa, gangs in the eastern province of KwaZulu-Natal have set fire on at least 18 trucks on a motorway. The unrest has led to the closure of the main road between the country's two biggest cities, Johannesburg and Durban. Shops were also looted as the situation remains tense after protests turned violent and forced a total shutdown of the freeway last night. The police have been deployed to the area and more than 50 people are said to have been arrested for public violence, although it's not clear what led to the violence. To shed more light on this is our South Africa Bureau Chief, Betty De Beer. Many thanks for joining us, Betty. What can you tell us about this riot?
Well, we heard about the protest last night where trucks were being attacked. About 35 trucks in all, but over 20 of those trucks were set alight and all the goods inside looted by protesters. As of today, some of the people probably linked to these attacks have been arrested, about 54 people, according to the police, and some of them include the drivers of the trucks. The center of the protest, from what we heard, is that they're protesting against the employment of foreign nationals as part of the truck drivers. So they're against it, and then they decided to block the highway. That's a major highway linking Gauteng province, Johannesburg, to KwaZulu-Natal, where you have Durban as well. And as you know, it's a very long weekend. A lot of people are going across the provinces at the moment. It's a concession highway, so it's well maintained and it's a choice route for many of the motorists. That's what we woke up to this morning.
Now, the rioters have blocked the main road between the country's two biggest cities, that's Johannesburg and Durban. Now, what exactly is the situation right now?
As at this moment, 2 of the lanes of the toll gates of the highway, the place that had to be closed by the authorities at the time this was going on, have been reopened to make way for traffic. Before then, the motorists were being diverted to an alternative route. Calm is returning a bit, but the damage has been done, and there's a massive cleanup operation going on at the moment in order not to affect the heavy flow of traffic expected after May Day celebrations tomorrow. Because after tomorrow, work returns and many of the schools will be open. So massive cleanup operation is going on at the moment. 2 or so of the lanes have been reopened to make way for the few vehicles that can pass through at the moment. And those who have been arrested in connection with that, including some of the truck drivers and the rioters, expected to appear in court, I think, after the public holiday.
And what about the KwaZulu-Natal Midlands, which have been tense as a result of this violence? I mean, this led to the total shutdown of the freeway. Has the situation changed there?
Yes, as I said, the main place where this happened was Moy River at the KwaZulu-Natal end of that area. Some of the authorities have come out to speak. Things have calmed down. Police, the police was deployed to the area when this was going on last, and the aftermath as well. So there is heavy police presence in the area, also guarding those who are doing the cleanup to allow for. We've had a statement as well from the Transport Department, assuring people all the measures that are being taken, that are being put in place or that are going on to ensure that there's a free flow of traffic. But things are calm. But the problem or the concerns of the people, they haven't thrown that away. And we know May Day is tomorrow, where some of them will be able to air more of their grievances as well regarding this. But at the center of it is the issue that they do not want foreign nationals to be employed as part of the truck drivers as well.
Let's see, quickly before you go, this is the second time we're seeing a similar protest in that same area this month. Of course, just like you mentioned earlier, those involved say they were protesting about the employment of foreigners as truck drivers. Is this fast becoming a trend?
I wouldn't say it's fast becoming a trend, that in particular, but we've seen concerns like this in other fields as well, not just among the truck drivers, where people complain. And when there's a protest, the foreign nationals are usually the secondary, the targets, I mean, if I'll put it that way. So where they say the foreigners are taking our jobs, their concerns, the foreigners will always take less than what we demand. And so many people always choose to employ some of these foreign nationals because their demands and the rights that they lay claim to is a bit less than the locals. The locals don't like that as well. They don't like that. So that's always a cause of friction. And you have the people protesting, no, we don't want foreign nationals, taking, they always accuse the foreign nationals of taking their jobs. It's their country and it's their right to have the concerns that they have. But I won't say it's a trend in that particular industry, but we've seen that show up in some of the protests that have happened. The xenophobic attacks a few years back, 2015, I think, you had then people that we interviewed saying, yes, the foreigners are taking over our jobs, they're taking over this, they're taking over all that, but that just shows you the economic situation in so many countries where unemployment is the problem.
All right, Betty, I'll have to let you go at this time. Thanks for those updates.
Thank you.
Well, still to come on the program, former Liberian President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf becomes the first woman to win the Mo Ibrahim Prize. Do join us again.